What are you doing? Well, I'm saving money for later, like you said I should. Well, that's good, but putting your money away won't make it grow. Grow? Growing means making a profit. It means you can make money with your money. Tempting, isn't it? Yes, but how can you make money with your money? It's all about interest. What is interest? First of all, it's important to understand that when you invest or borrow money, there's always a lender and a borrower. When you invest, you're the lender and the financial institution is the borrower. When you borrow money, it's the other way around. You're the borrower and the financial institution is the lender. But you can't borrow money for free. You have to pay a fee called interest in order to borrow it. This is calculated as a percentage called an interest rate. Okay, but what is better, a high percentage or a low percentage? It depends on whether you're lending the money or borrowing the money. First of all, when you invest money, wait, what does that mean, invest money? Investing money is like lending your money. It means putting money aside in an account so you can save it, like in a savings account or in bonds. So when you invest money, you want the interest rate to be high so that you can make as much money as possible. However, when you borrow money, you want the interest rate to be low so that you can pay as little interest as possible to the lender. If you want to invest money, there are different ways to do it. As you know, when you invest money, that means you're lending money. But to whom? It could be a company, a financial institution, or the government for a set period of time. Since you're lending your money, the interest is the amount it costs them to borrow that money from you. That means you'll receive a sum of money called interest for lending them your money. Interest is also calculated as a percentage and is added to the amount of money you lent them. Whew, that's complicated. Let's take a specific example. It'll be easier, you'll see. You decide to put $100 into a savings account with an interest rate of 5% per year. After 1 year, you'll have earned $5 on your $100 for a total of $105. On the other hand, if you decide to borrow $100 from your financial institution at an interest rate of 5% per year, you'll have to repay $105 at the end of the year. Ha! Now I get it. But that's not all. There are 2 types of interest. I knew it couldn't be that easy. Don't worry, it's not that complicated. There's simple interest and compound interest. First of all, simple interest is calculated only on the money you invested. If you invest $100 for 35 years at 5% interest, each year you will only receive interest on the $100 you invested. After 35 years, you'll have $275. Calculating simple interest is a linear function. Compound interest is calculated on the money invested and the interest. Let's say you invest $100 for 35 years at 5% interest. In the first year, interest is calculated on $100. In the second year, the interest will be calculated on $105. And the third year, it will be calculated on $110.25, and so on. After 35 years, you'll have $551.60. The calculation of compound interest is an exponential function. In this example, compound interest means that for the same amount you invest, you get more money than if you had used simple interest. But that doesn't always necessarily mean that is the best choice. It's important to look at the different types of investments. The best way to figure it out is to ask a financial advisor to help you decide what's best for you. What are you doing? I've got it all figured out. I'm off to make my money grow.